Hey, welcome back, guys, to the channel. Today we got a little bit of a serious topic to talk about, but we are gonna end on a happy note. So wait until the end of the video. We like to end things here on a good note, but I want to talk about the harsh reality of your collection, because your collection may not be worth as much as you think. So let's go. So there are three main ways you can sell your collection. One of them is just donate, which is what somebody did with this lot. Two is you can resell it, which is what is happening currently with this lot. Somebody resold it to me, and then I'm gonna resell it to recoup some of the costs. And then, as a way to illustrate these first 2 points about how people either donate their collection or resell their collection at a lower value, this was a animal nonprofit that was running a garage sale with donated items. So some people so much more value to give away their Wii games and PlayStation games to this nonprofit for them to resell at a lower value still, so that they can make some funds for their nonprofit. The the nonprofit isn't listing these items at market value. They're just listing them at what's gonna sell quickly, but it's gonna be still worth it for them. So you see these games listed as $5. Some of these games sell for like 20, 30, even $40, but they just don't want to go through that hassle. So to them it is worth to list them at a cheaper value to get rid of them faster. Is this for just this, or
It's for, I think it's for the Wii and for everything that's in there.
Yeah, those, no, the plate, okay. Yeah, all that goes with a Wii.
Yeah, so it's for.
And then these are $5 each.
okay? So all these 150. I think I'll do that. You dirty. There's actually gonna be a little bit of a fun interaction here, because the person that was running the checkout kind of goes out and I guess talks to the other person, and then comes back and makes a little bit of a comment about me having my camera and being like a content creator.
Everyone's a content creator.
Which I think is a little funny, because I mean I don't have a huge channel right now, but I don't know if I should take it as a good thing or a bad thing. I'm choosing to take it as a good thing. 5 each and the week.
You think so?
Wow, that was a hot commodity item. I had a lot of people messaging me for it.
I bet. Shoot, okay, guys. That was, I think, a pretty great haul. Most of those PS1 games go for either either triple or 4 times, 5 times the $5. So those are worth it on their own. I might keep, I think, at least some of them. And then honestly, the Wii was an easy pickup with like a bunch of those games. That I'm sure will go for like anywhere from $10 to $20 or more. So that was honestly an easy 150, an easy pickup. At least I'll make most of my money even if I keep most of them. So that was awesome. Let's go to the next one. That was honestly one of my best picks so far. So I can't be upset. And then 3 is you can do it yourself. We are gonna touch on some of the challenges that come with reselling yourself, but I wanted to show you this clip of me buying this PS2 in Facebook Marketplace for $20 to illustrate another point, which is that sometimes the need to move an item fast is much greater than having to maximize for full value. This person made this listing saying that they needed it gone ASAP, and so they at that point in time that system was worth $20 to them because they needed it quickly. Like, what are some of the things that we find out about selling stuff ourselves?
It's definitely more time consuming than anticipated. Money loss that's happened from shipping. We've had so far I think only 2, right?
Yeah.
Only 2 had issues with shipping. But that being said, we didn't realize that the box that we had them in was too small. We needed more cushion, so it's like been a learning curve with that. So we actually took a little bit of an L with that. Shipping is extremely time consuming if you're doing it properly, making sure that all your packages are going out. I hate shipping if you can't tell. Hobby's done most of like the testing and the cleaning of the product. Even just like talking to consumers, which, you know, if you're someone with like a low social battery, might not be your favorite part of all this. Listing the item I don't like, so he does that. And showing what's for sale. And then like the risk, again, like the risk involved just in general when you're taking on selling it yourself. There's a reason why stores like GameStop exist. There's a reason why people do garage sales. There's a reason why people donate, and it is because it is by far easier than reselling things yourself.
Yeah. And you may find it a little harder to sell your whole collection at once too.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to find a collector that wants your whole collection, chances are is that
They're
most
low
collectors
volume.
out there already have most of your stuff. So you can do smaller bundles, but now that's where this effort comes into play. So you're definitely gonna have to put a little bit of thought of how much in monetary value is your collection worth. But at the end of the day, there's another kind of value that I mentioned before, and that's so the scrapbooking value, the emotional value. It's at times such a powerful element that is probably the very reason that's driving your collection. And we've noticed that there's 3 qualities when it comes to the emotional value, and one of them is that it can be powerful. It's triggered memories for me that I just haven't thought in forever. Like the Super Nintendo, when I was thinking about getting one, I was just gonna get a loose one. But the moment that I saw that box with Super Mario World in it, it just transported me back to downtown Miami. My dad buying it for me. I even remember that a close family friend was with us that day, and they bought it too. They played it in a week, beat Super Mario World, and sold it. And I just haven't thought of that forever. 2 is that it can be transferable. Pokemon Red is not mine, it's hers. And the reason why I love it is because it reminds me of her memory and her telling me a story about that game, which was your first Pokemon game.
Yeah.
And what's the funny thing about it?
My mom played it the whole time. She's pregnant.
Yeah.
My brother.
Yeah.
Well, like at least like towards the end of her pregnancy when she was on bed rest.
Yeah.
And I traded it to the neighborhood kid, not realizing that my mom was very invested in the game. And I traded it to him, and it left her house, and my mom was not happy because she went to go look for it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I had to go run to JR's house and get it back home in fear of my very pregnant mother.
Yeah, so now it's kind of like part of our collection, and you know, even if, aside from the fact that it's her first Pokemon game and everything, it's actually a little water damage. And I recently actually just got a box for it, which I said I wasn't going to do early gen completing box, but I guess we are now. And I love that story. I love that story. When I look at it, it reminds me of that story. It reminds me of that memory. It's not even my memory. The third and last quality is that it's infinite and it's ever growing. One of the things about our collection is that we do have, like for instance, we do have a couple Funkos which we kind of collected randomly from like, you know, characters we like. But there's a Michelangelo, which Mikey, it's my second favorite turtle. Rafi is the first, but it just reminds me of the journey of going through resale to grow the collection, and it triggers that memory of that, how I got these Funkos and finding out how some Funkos are crazy priced, and that interaction with that family, it was such an impact as I was starting this that it, you know, I don't want to sell it. Like, it reminds me of that. It means more to me as a memory than it does for any type of dollar value that you can have attached to
And
it.
it was like our first time we kind of went out with more of an intention of like, let's see what we can find today, you know?
Yeah.
It was like us as a family. It was me, you, and our son.
Yeah.
So it was nice, and they were a really nice family. They were also Latino. So
Yeah.
It was nice.
And it was also like one of our first surprise finds where we bought these thinking like, hey, you know what, we'll give it a shot, and it turned out to be like a really good find. Where we're actually kind of like beating ourselves up for not getting more.
Well, I'm not. I don't beat myself or anything. No regrets.
No regrets. And one of the things, you know, kind of like as a closing point. Big words. I know. And the closing point I want to make here, because I started the video saying how your collection may not be worth as much as you think. That goes both ways.
That's what she said.
And you know, when I say that, what I mean is that, you know, you can get caught up on the dollar value sometimes, that you forget what the emotional value it has to you. And sometimes you can get caught up on the dollar value and then just be strong, like, oh, this is worth this much, when it may not be at that certain point in time. So I'm just trying to remind you to kind of like think about it a little bit, like, why are you collecting? Is it the dollar value? Is it the emotional one? What's driving you to collect a certain item or your collection as a whole? Let us know that in the comments. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. The emotional value. Yeah, let me get distracted by cleaning.